Welcome to a sneak peek preview of Star Wars Zero Company. Before we jump in, a couple disclaimers. Very first off, a big thank you to Bitreactor and Electronic Arts for giving me this opportunity to show you this game early. Second of all, this is a press preview, pre-release build, so this is not the finished build that you're going to be able to play later this month. So there could be some things that are maybe a little bit buggy, maybe not fully optimized yet. Also, keep in mind that my computer is not necessarily state of the art, so I'm trying to keep the settings in a way that it looks nice. But you know, just as a heads up. The other thing that I want to mention is that I'm allowed to show you 15 minutes of gameplay footage here. So I gotta make some cuts here. Gotta make some decisions on what to show and what I can't show. Like, I could easily make a 2-hour preview video, but I can't. Right, we're limited to 15 minutes. So I gotta make my decisions on what to actually show you, and that's also why we're sitting on the menu screen, because I'm sure this doesn't count as gameplay footage, right? Okay, so before we jump into the mission, what I'm going to show you is what I consider the meat and potatoes of a game like this, the combat. So we're going to look at a in-combat scene on a mission here, just as a setting the stage kind of thing. There are 3 different mission types, or mission categories, I want to say, in Zero Company. You have your golden path, your story missions. They're always going to be the same from campaign to campaign. Then you have like character-specific side missions, so that the authored characters that you pick up in the run of the campaign will give you some certain side missions that you can do, or you can also say, yeah, I don't care, I'm not going to do it. But if you do them, they're probably also going to be the same. Let's give an example, like your Stormtrooper Trick might give you a mission to rescue a different clone, a different Stormtrooper the right turn. I don't know. Look, I'm not a Star Wars expert. Please don't judge me. So anyway, that would be a mission that will always be there. If we draw an XCOM 2 comparison, something like the Alien Hunters or Chancellor's Gift kind of side missions, right? And then you have procedurally randomly generated missions that you can pick and choose from a wide variety of missions that kind of fill the spaces between the story missions. So that kind of ensures that every campaign is going to be a little different, and you have some agency over what you want to do, who you want to bring, etc. Alright, what I plan to show you here is basically the same mission with 2 different squads. So I'm going to jump in here in a second with our main characters, with the basically authored characters, the characters that were always going to be the same in each campaign. And then in a second run, we have some randomly generated recruited characters and also customized characters. And yeah, you'll see the details in a second. So let's jump right in. Alright, here we are in a tactical battle. We have a item retrieval mission. So this is our item we need to retrieve. This is our squad. At the start of the mission, they run into positions. You see like random blaster fire going across the battlefield, and we're fighting a bunch of droids, and there's also a coil root. So you have the option here to F every single enemy and inspect them that way to see what kind of their stats are, what they do, what passive abilities they have, etc. So very, very detailed tooltips. The battlefield itself is gridless. You can move wherever you want. The game will show you hit percentages on where you want to move to and what your chances are going to be from that spot. We have a free action system, so you see here on the bottom left how many action points each of the characters have available at the moment. And then also outside of action points, you have these advantage points. During the combat, you earn advantage points to unlock some special abilities that require then a certain number of advantage points to use. Basically, each character has, so to say, an ultimate ability. Here, Trick, our clone, has Rocket Strike, and once we have 10 advantage points, we can blast a major rocket into an area, hitting everybody for 24 damage, which, considering these guys, the small droids, have like 5 HP, that's gonna clear out a lot of stuff. And then the other thing worth mentioning is that you have this little icon here, which is the backup system. So each turn, one random character will have this icon saying backup is available. So if I call for backup and say, hey, Hawks, help me out here. And then if I take a shot at that big boy, the backup-y, is that the word, will help me out with a shot there. Also, talking about shots, this is the shot interface here, and we also have, is it T, can show you then the detailed breakdown here of how my hit chance is calculated, crit chance, how my damage is calculated, etc, etc. So you can then make decisions on, okay, how can I improve this? So to give you some tactical options and actually optimize your gameplay. By the way, if you watch any other videos, you might see like not a hotbar, but this wheel selector for your actions. You can freely change that in the options how you want it to look. I'm just look, I don't like change. I like my hotbars. What can I say? Alright, let's play this out a little bit. So, as you saw, the shot was not turn ending. Now I move up a little bit, but I can't take another shot. Shots are, or at least for this weapon, shots are fast action. The first shot costs 1 action point. Additional shots cost 2 action points. So since I moved, I can't shoot again. Was that smart? Probably not. Over here we have a grenade, a droid popper grenade, which is, as the name suggests, surprisingly effective against droids. Now, for most equipped items, you have 1 charge per mission, so you better make it count. And all those kills boosted us up to 9 advantage points already. So if I just get 1 more hit in, can we hit this coil dude? I also have an weapon attachment that sets enemies on fire a little bit. What do you mean recovering? Well, we'll see about that, because we just hit 10 advantage points. Let's blast them with a rocket here. Well, I guess not from that position. Sure. Go there. Incoming grenade. Yeah. You feel right at home as an XCOM player, with rockets being really hard to target sometimes. Anyway, yeah. This should about do it. And then another thing special happened here. Jay here, our 4th combatant, you haven't seen in action yet, has a passive ability, Final Shot, where whenever we leave an enemy alive with low HP, she's just gonna shoot them and finish them off. Well, once per turn she does that. But it's still pretty useful and big help most of the time. Oh, lucky crit there. I'll take it. Leaves you 1 action. We can't shoot with that 1 action, so let's overwatch here. You know what? Set up an Overwatch here, because why not? And we're gonna go into the enemy turn here in a second. I don't think that guy's gonna have a good time. And we give him a little bit of blaster fire. Now, some abilities don't require you to have action points remaining. Well, in this case, I don't have any available. So that's why the game doesn't automatically end turn. Oh, there was a second coil dude. Didn't even see him. Alright, we got some reinforcements incoming. I think our Overwatch, I missed the message, must have stopped his movement, and so the other Overwatches didn't trigger. So yeah, that's the combat here. Let's look at the same combat, the same mission, the same map, with a slightly different squad. So, if you look in the bottom left, you already see we have different soldiers here. One of them being an astromech, one of them being Taria, our Jedi, and then two randomly generated, randomly recruited characters. One is a medic, the other one a scout. You might also notice that even though it is the same mission, the same map, the same objective, the game kinda spawned a couple more enemies. I don't like. I guess there's some RNG in the mission generation. You know, I just loaded save from the tactical or from the strategy layer. Now, astromechs, they don't have any attacks naturally. They do have the big option now to be able to equip 3 items, and they get an extra charge on each. So 2 damage. I don't think that tooltip is right. Fortunately, quite the range to hit all of these guys. So let's move you up, and I do like you in cover. Move you up, throw a grenade. Wouldn't it be nice to now have somebody who can do these execution shots? Now, if we had a lot of advantage here, we have an ability to grant all allies 1 additional action point. So can we get that? For example, our scout here has combat recon. For every enemy in the area, we should get an advantage point. Boosting us to 10. Now, makes no sense, right, to use it now to return 1 action point to everybody when we haven't used any yet. 3 is the maximum, so let's give some combat stims over to Taria, which improves her melee damage. And let's do some swishy. Swish swash. Do we have anything more beefy that we can reach? No, it's the only one in range. All right. We can do 32 damage on the 5 HP enemy. All right, let's coordinate support. Also gives us bond XP, and it actually restored an action point to myself here. So that's perfect. Because then we can, you know, 1 grenade's fine, 2 grenades are finer. Oh, is there? There's again a coil guy around the corner. These coil guys have like something where if they die, they buff others. Just killing 6 of them might have been a little bit of a concern. But that's something for future Commander to worry about. Are you guys done resonating yet? No. Are there multiple? Okay. I think that was those all 6 of them. No, that was just 5. There's the 6th one. Okay. Oh, I think they can only take 3 stacks of resonance before they get super buffed. So now they all should be super buffed, which is just great. We're already back at 8 advantage, but this is once per combat, unfortunately. So now we can decide if we want to give an extra action point to DerAva, so we can do some more Jedi shenanigans here. Or if we just throw one of those droid poppers to damage and disorient all those droids over there. Alright, peaceful astromech did its peaceful job. Oh, right. I haven't used my advantage yet. Oh, can I do that with you? So actually, my first mission with the Jedi here in this playthrough.
You face us all.
Oh, you're doing a force push. I think that just made my shot worse. Okay, and you still have a couple of actions. What's the range on this? We move up. We can give everybody some morale. That gives them some health recovery.
Here you go, baby.
Alright, and then oh no, that's actually not end turn. I'm getting through the end of the 15 minutes here, so I wanna. Let's activate our defensive stance. See if we can make it through the enemy turn. I now have some actions remaining. And yeah, it looks like these dudes were kind of stealthy here. Ran around my deflection area. But yeah. So that's the combat I can show you. Or better said, that is the gameplay footage I can show you. As I said, 15 minutes is not a lot of time. But I hope I could kind of demonstrate a little bit the tactical depth that the game offers with these different gameplay systems like Advantage and the backup system, and making your equipment and team choices matter, and you see kind of how the different teams work together very differently based on who you have around and what abilities they have. Haven't really talked much about the bond system between soldiers, where they can then cross-train a little bit and get better. And there's a lot of other little details that are far too much to cover. I opted not to show anything of the strategy layer because of the 15-minute limit. If I can find some good strategy layer showcases from all the other creators that will also publish some videos today, I might leave them either in a pinned comment or in the description directly, so you can get a full picture of that side of the game. Also all the customization options. So you saw the 2 characters we had there. I customized them a little bit, you know, giving them different hair colors and tattoos and that kind of style, so you have a lot of options there. But yeah, that's my sneak preview, my sneak version for Zero Company. I can't wait for this game to release on the 28th. If you want any more information about this, make sure to check the various links in the description. And if you have any question on this, I'll try to answer as much as I can in the comments, and probably also in, whenever I'm live streaming, just drop by and we can talk a little bit about it. Keep in mind that I can only talk about the content of this preview build. So anything beyond that is obviously something you will have to wait until a later date. All right. That's me done. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're as excited as I am about Zero Company. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.